Greetings and salutations, my artsy friends. Good morning, Sue. Hi, Anne. How are you this morning? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Is everybody ready to color some Easter eggs? I thought that would be a fun thing. We could do it again next week if we want. I have drawn so many Easter eggs. I love Easter eggs because, well, a million reasons, but because it's like this open, it's just this little palette that I can create on, like a little canvas. Good morning, Donna. So last year I drew 4 Easter eggs, and I named it after my Aunt Linda. And so if you are so inclined, you are absolutely welcome to purchase these 4 Easter eggs, which I will be coloring next week. And then but then we also have today's art printable, which is Lena. And Lena is special because it's a fundraiser for the Ukrainian people. And so I did Ukrainian Easter eggs on these Easter eggs this year. But also, if you happened to take my Ornamentally Yours class, I did, well, I have all the pieces here. I did this Easter egg, and then I had flowers that went with it. I just have all these bits and pieces that I'm going to paint and color, right? So, anyway, I have lots of Easter eggs. But today, let's concentrate on Lena. So what I am going to do today, you color yours however you wish, right? Hey, Charlene. Hi, Barbara. Hey, Vicky. Good morning, good morning. Tam, I'm just using regular colored pencils today, but you do you. I printed this just on copy paper because I wanted to play with that, that medium this morning. I was just kind of feeling it. And if you took my Ornamentally Yours class, you know that I printed that on watercolor paper, and then I painted on my watercolor paper with my watercolors. So let's get started. So every time you print something on, hey Kathy, good morning. Every time you print something on watercolor paper, we have to cut that down, right? Good morning, Gina. And so when you cut that down, you have these little strips that are left over. And I can't waste. It kills me to waste. So I have them all in a glass, and I just save them for like doing some swatching, right? So I knew I wanted to, hey Kathy, I knew that I have a vision of what I want to do with all of my Easter eggs. And so because I had started this one in Ornamentally Yours, I had started with these colors. I'm going to try and do this palette through everything I create for this project. And so, I'm going to I pulled colored pencils that I felt were in the color family that I wanted to work in. And that's a fun challenge, to challenge yourself to work in a color family for a whole project. You're going to get to know those pencils or paints or whatever. You'll get to know their capabilities. You'll get to know their all of their properties, how they work together and how they work on this substrate versus watercolor paper versus, do you know what I'm saying? Versus cardstock. But before I start, I try to always create one of these, just a little swatch, so then I know which color combos I want to kind of play with. Oh, there you go, Donna. That's lovely. That's lovely. If you print, if you print it on a inkjet, that's a great idea. That is a great idea. So I'm just gonna get started coloring. I'm gonna take a drink. Everybody make sure you have a drink of water. We gotta stay hydrated and take care of each other. Oh, I wanted to share with you an egg that Carmen had colored. Hey, Helena. This is one that Carmen had colored with colored pencils. Look at that beautiful blend right here. Stop it right now. I just am in love with it. So just know you can do whatever color combination, whatever color palette you're kind of feeling. I was just feeling these purples and blues. So let's just start coloring. So I'm feeling like I want to work on this one. I haven't had the fun of coloring with these. Is this the electric blue? Okay, electric blue is the lightest. So I was thinking it might be cool to do kind of an ombre on this one. So I'm going to start with my lightest at the tippity toppity. And I'm going to do the lightest blue up here. There we go. Did anyone happen to watch the basketball game last night? Oh my gosh, it was so exciting. You know, we always root for the underdog. And North Carolina was so close. But they gave it everything they had, that's for sure. They left it all on the floor. I loved it. It was so exciting. So when I change colors, I'm feeling like I want to kind of blend it. So I'm going to do like the top half. Hey, Chardell. How are you? On this fine Tuesday morning. So I will send out a newsletter today with the, let's go peacock blue next, with the April calendar. So I'm just going to come in with that peacock blue and go over bits of the other blue, and then I can always do the come back with my lighter blue and do a nice blend right there. Right there. Go over with the lighter color, and then you get that really beautiful blend. And then I'm gonna do kind of a row or so of this blue. Get a really nice, good morning, Melissa. How are you today? There we go. Good morning, Debbie Miller. How are you? Oh, hey, Deb. You girls are gonna have such a great time. I wish I could join you, but I gotta work on my taxes today. Ugh. I would so rather just hang out with my pals and just chat and have a little lunch and chat and chat. Hey, Keels. Thanks, Deb. So the story about Lena is that she was the grandmother of my friend Donna, and Donna and I were friends from elementary school into junior high and high school. Her family owned a catering company, and so and I worked with them. That was awful fun. We just had so much fun. We would work weddings, and they made fried chicken and mashed potatoes and corn and who knows what. But they also, Grandma Di Jack, whose name is Lena, she made these things called pie squares. Oh my gosh, they were so delicious. They were so delicious. Okay, so let's change to Mediterranean. So I got my little chart here, right? So let's go to Mediterranean blue. That's pretty close, but that's okay. Sometimes I really like it when the change is pretty subtle. Hey, Jennifer. Good morning. Make sure you say hey so I know who I'm talking to. So I don't know, I was just kind of feeling kind of an ombre this morning. And this is a pretty, kind of a meditative piece to color. Good morning, Stacy. Say hello to all our friends, please. I think because you're coloring these little bits, you know. Oh, look, there's a petal that I guess I missed. Well, just draw one in. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. Wasn't it a blast? I haven't gotten to catch up on everybody's classes yet. I'm working on that still. But the ones I watched, I loved. I hope you loved them too. And I'm telling you, Carmen and I are already, I think I talked about it during my class, we're already planning our classes for the fall. I'm thinking about doing 2. What do you think? Because we're going to do it a little bit earlier. I want to kind of be able to do more holidays. So I'm kind of digging that idea. I'm kind of planning it all in my head. And little by little, people are starting to post their creations, you know? Oh my gosh, I just love that. I just love it, love it, love it. If you are brand new here, if you would follow and like and Corbiere-Scott Designs on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, follow, like, and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate that. And then ask to join our private Facebook group, Let's Get Artsy with Ann Corbiere-Scott. One of the questions, I ask 3 questions to get in, and one of the questions is I ask for your email so that you can be on our newsletter distribution list, because there's always something in that newsletter that you're going to need to know. That's for sure, because there was homework in last week's newsletter, right, for Thursday's art journaling class. But I also wanted to say, make sure you hit the notification. There's a little bell under, well, in this Facebook Live, there's a little bell. Hit the bell, then you'll know each time I go live. Oh, and a new newsletter will go out today with the April calendar. I had to wait on some information, and so it will go out today. Okay, so now I've got my final blue, and I'm going to come in with, and I believe this is Copenhagen, the deepest blue. Okay, so did anybody watch CBS Sunday Morning? You know, it's the best TV of the week. I watched little bits of it, and so I wanted to talk about 2 stories that I listened to. One was about this couple who's been married for 61 years, and the man, the husband now, the whole story is about they met and they went on a first date, and he just was head over heels for her, and she was like, nah, I don't know. Anyway, he wrote her a song. He was in the Navy and shipped out like the next day. And while he was on that destroyer, he wrote her a love song called My Love. Anyway, it worked because she fell in love with him too. But then that song just got stuck in a drawer. Fast forward like a million years, their grandson happened upon that song in a drawer. And he was like, hey, what's this? And so he just happens to work in the music industry. And he took that song and found a bunch of session musicians and recorded it, and then recorded an entire album. And seriously, I just can't even, it's so beautiful. The story is so beautiful. Anyway, he so then they created and they had enough music to make a whole album, the grandson, the studio musicians, and the grandfather. And so now the grandfather at 82 is on the cover of an album. Stop! Don't you love that? Everybody take a drink. I just love that idea. I just love it, love it, love it. So I happen to pick 4 purples and 4 blues, right? So I'm going to do the same ombre idea with the background in purples. Because remember, I want to stick with that same color palette that I had done my eggs in Ornamentally Yours. If you didn't happen to catch Ornamentally Yours, you can still do it. Those classes will be up until August. And so, if you're interested, you can, if you haven't joined Ornamentally Yours, you absolutely can still. It's a Facebook group, so you just need to look up Ornamentally Yours and then ask to join. And, then you have access to all of those classes, and they're just delightful. Hey Vicky, how are you? So we are coloring Easter eggs today, literally. I love Easter eggs. As a child, I loved Easter eggs. And I color them every Easter season. I just love it. I just love it. So, so these, if you haven't bought the Lena yet, please do, because the proceeds will go to the Ukrainian people. And you can read the story of Lena. She had such a positive influence on my life. She was just the loveliest person. And she showed me how to make Ukrainian eggs one Easter. Donna asked if I wanted to come over and color eggs, and I got there and I was like, oh, it was different than I had colored eggs at home. But I was game, you know. I rode my little bike over there. Okay, let's see. Is this Parma? Yeah. This Parma Violet, I love this color because it's kind of almost periwinkle-ish. So I'm going to just kind of do that circly blend. And then look at it. It's just so pretty. It's such a pretty color. Anyway, so all of the eggs were blown out, and then I learned how to use one of the styluses that they had, and they were, this was in the 70s, so the styluses now are, fancier, certainly, but they were just wood, like a wood dowel, and then there was like a little brass funnel, and then that hooked to kind of almost like a needly piece of brass, and that's what you drew with. Oh my gosh, so pretty, you guys. And the designs were, oh my gosh, so beautiful. And I'm sure my egg was atrocious, but I thought it was like the most beautiful. And then, because Donna and her grandma had done such beautiful eggs. But I sure had fun. Oh, I'm loving this ombre. So I have two more purples. I think I have Imperial Violet and then just Violet. I think Imperial will be my next color. I hope everybody's coloring this morning. It's such a relaxing thing to do, you know? So I'm just gonna do some, just kind of start blending out this purple Parma. And then I'm going to go on to Imperial. Just going to blend that right into the Parma. I love that when one color just works its way right into the next. So pretty. I hope you're gonna doing an ombre a try. Almost there. Hey, Heather Ferguson, how are you? I was just thinking about you. Hi, Antoinette. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I'm going to, we have to have our little bit of our comfort book this morning. And let's go a little further down with this one. Vicky, you're so funny. I know, so I just bought some new crayons for my great nephew and niece, and it's, oops, that's Copenhagen. I want violet. Violet, you're turning violet. It's 154 or some crazy amount. They were very excited. I have 64, but you know, it's not to say next time I'm at Target, I don't look for the bigger box. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, the comfort book is so good, isn't it? Isn't it, Donna? Almost done. I think that I will eventually come back and kind of blend these a little more. I don't know. Let's see. Oh my gosh, Tammy, that sounds so cool. Crayola Experience. Oh, I've never been there. If you happen to see Dandelion crayons. Buy me about 75, please. Take a drink, everybody. I love this. I love this. Okay, let's do a little comfort book this morning. Okay, I can't remember if I read this one or not, but we'll, you know what? Getting to watch a crayon be made, that was one of my favorite Mr. Rogers episodes ever. That is a secret obsession with me. I love any of those how things are made shows. I love factory tours. Oh my gosh, I just love those. Okay, here we go. Change is real. We turn keys all the time, or rather, time turns keys all the time, because time means change. And change is the nature of life, the reason to hope. Neuroplasticity is the way our brains change their structure according to the things we experience. None of us are the same people we were 10 years ago. When we feel or experience terrible things, it is useful to remember that nothing lasts. Perspective shifts. We become different versions of ourselves. The hardest question I have ever been asked is, how do I stay alive for other people if I have no one? The answer is that you stay alive for other versions of you. For the people you will meet, yes, sure, but also the people you will be. Okay, and this one's a short one, so let's read this one too. To be is to let go. Self-forgiveness makes the world better. You don't become a good person by believing you are a bad one. Come on, how profound is that? So good. So, there we go. There's our little thought-provoking information for the day. So, let's see. I'm feeling like I drew this egg up here in representation of the sunflowers of the Ukraine, but you can certainly color them whatever color you want. And then I have these 1, 2, 3 circles, flower centers that will fit right here. So I'm feeling like maybe I'll start with you know what? Maybe let's just start with this one. There's lots of little bits to color on this one, and I just love that. There's something so satisfying, isn't there, about filling a space with color, right? Just filling it with color. And I'm just going to color all of these eggs in the same color family, the same palette. So on Thursday, remember that's art journaling day. So make sure that you bring your art journal and look in the newsletter for what you need to bring, what medium we're going to be working with. It's going to be so fun. Okay, what did you say, Tam? Last time I was there, I got the huge, did you mean to say bag of crayons that was the farewell tour for Dandelion? Do you have more than one Dandelion? Oh. So do you have more than one dandelion, sister? I know there's just nothing like crayons, is there? I just think they're such a fun medium. There's so many things that you can do. I have never been to a Crayola experience. Now maybe I'm going to have to put that on my bucket list. So for this egg, you're going to want kind of a sharpened pencil. And remember, never use an electric pencil sharpener for your colored pencils. It just chews them up too much. You want a regular old-fashioned turn pencil sharpener. Hi, Audrey. Where are you from, Audrey? I'm curious. What state or what country? How about you, Cheryl? What state or what country are you from? Most everybody is. Oh, Aunt Quinette. Where are you from? I'm always curious where everyone is from. Okay, I think let's do this. The same color. And I'm curious, like, what did you choose a color palette for your Easter eggs? Let's get a. So I'm going to sharpen a little bit because now I want to do these dots. This Mediterranean blue. Just gonna dig in that this morning. That's okay, Tam. That's okay. The blue and yellow is so pretty together, isn't it? That's for sure. And I saw that President Zelensky, I didn't see the speech, but I will go back and watch it. He gave a speech at the Grammys, and he asked us to continue to show support. To don't let it, don't forget Ukraine. So to just keep putting it out there, you know, in the ways that we can. Like we can use hashtag support Ukraine. We can use card makers for Ukraine. We can, do you know what I mean? These colors are so pretty together. Let's do these. So the other story that I saw on CBS Sunday Morning was about John Batiste and Sulika. Oh golly, I can't remember how to pronounce her last name. But anyway, I had seen a story about them last year on CBS Sunday Morning, because she had written a book called Between Two Kingdoms. She had leukemia in her 20s. And it was just, oh my gosh, such a tragic story. And they've been together, I think, for 8 years, John and Sulika. And just before all of those Grammy nominations, because he was nominated for 11 Grammys. And he is such a talent. And so is she. You just hear her speak and you know she's a writer. You can hear it in her vocabulary and her ease of speaking. Oh my gosh, it's just beautiful. Anyway, 8 days before the nominations, she her leukemia returned and she started her next round of chemo. She had a bone marrow transplant, and after that, because of Omicron, John was not allowed to be with her. Can you imagine? Can you imagine it? Anyway, and she talked about the incredible loneliness of being in that hospital for, days just must have felt weeks long. Anyway, she talked about the incredible loneliness of having to face all of that scary stuff all alone. And so John did what he does, and he wrote her a lullaby every day. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What a heartfelt thing to do. And then they talked about the creative expression and how that is, how powerful that is. And don't you think, it just made me think about us, that our creative expression is so important, and that his and hers were too. And we sure will keep her in our thoughts and prayers. I thought that was so powerful. Remember, as you're coloring, just like when you're painting, turn that substrate so that it's comfortable for your hand. So I think I want to come in with this Parma at the base of my petals. I think that would be pretty. Just give me a little bit of dimension. Stop, look how pretty that is. Then let's do Parma right here. I'm really digging that. I'm starting to think about, like, what do I want to do the background, this main part of my egg. I'm starting to ponder it because I'm a little bit in a quandary because I did purple here and I have these blue here. This needs to be a color that both colors, there'll be a nice contrast. So I gotta really think about that. Really look at my little swatch chart and where I want to go with that. So maybe while I'm thinking about that, I will yeah, I'm just I know, Jennifer, but I wanted to stay in the, well, I could do pink, right? Because this egg does have a little bit of pink. Good suggestion, Jennifer. Okay, let's see. What if I do my hot pink and my processed red, right? So what if I do, look at that. Perfect suggestion, Jennifer. This one's gonna take a little while to color, but I feel like I want, and just do that circle blend so you don't get lines as much. That will give you kind of a more solid coverage. So all of these will be pink. That will be pink. That's a nice contrast. Look at that, so pretty. Oh, so pretty. So Jennifer, I didn't choose green because I'm trying to stay in the same kind of color family that I kind of set the tone for during Sunday's Ornamentally Yours class. And green wasn't on that original Easter egg. It was purples and blues, and then you're right, there was a little tiny bit of pink in there, the ones that I painted, because I have this project that in my head for all these Easter eggs. So pretty. There's just nothing more peaceful than coloring, is there? Do you know what? As soon as I said that, I was like, wait a minute. But that's how you feel when you embroider. And that's how you feel when you draw. It must just be the creative process. Do you know what I mean? That there are some creative processes that are more meditative than others. And once you find it, you know it. You know it immediately. And I find myself just drawn to that. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I certainly have other things to do in my day, but when I do take a moment to fill some of my time with little things like this that just relax my brain. We've talked about that, haven't we, a long time ago. Remember, I read a article on NPR, and I think it was on Life Kit, if I'm remembering correctly, about the now I'm trying to remember all of the verbiage of that article, but that your brain needs to even out like the super busy stuff, and then it needs like almost rest. Exactly, Keels. As long as it gives you peace. And sometimes I think some people who are very type A might have a hard time getting to that flow state, but you'll get there if you just stick with it, you know, just a little bit longer. It'll come. And getting to that flow state is just magic, I think. So you'll notice on the calendar that I'll send out today, I am not doing classes at the beginning of the month at all. All of my classes will be at the end of the month, and not all classes will be, I won't be having all the classes this month. But the next month we'll get back on schedule. I need time to spend with my parents. And so I will still do pop-in paint parties next week. I'm super excited about that because I have some fun stuff planned for us. I'm noticing that remember we've talked about when you're coloring with colored pencils, that a blunt end colored pencil is blending bliss, but a pointy end colored pencil is sharp and will give you precision lines, and so down here, we need a sharp pencil. We need some precision lines. So we're going to sharpen just a couple of cranks. There we go. This will come out much nicer. There we go. There we go. Now, let's see. I'm feeling like I want to do this in a blue, and I'm feeling like this was Peacock, maybe. Let's try electric blue. Yeah. Nice contrast. "5 minutes. Keely, how in the world did that much time go by?" I hope that everybody's having a good time coloring Easter eggs this morning. Or this afternoon or this evening, whenever you are watching it on the replay. If you watch it on the replay, just pop in and say hello so we know who is here. And be sure to post photos of your color combinations and your your color palettes and your compositions. I'm dying to see. And you'll need to post those in the Let's Get Artsy with Anne private Facebook group, because I don't think that you can do that on this business page. I don't think, but who knows. This is looking so pretty. And it'll be such a good addition to my I don't know what a group of Easter eggs is called. My family of Easter eggs. I don't know. I just read yesterday. Do you know? Here's an interesting fact that who knows if you'll ever need to use it again in your life. But a group of ladybugs is called a loveliness. A loveliness of ladybugs. I just thought that was so sweet and lovely. How cool is that? A loveliness. Just kind of deepening down at the base. Kind of feeling that. Now I need to think about these and the stem, and then these on the edge that I was kind of feeling like maybe this same electric blue. You know? Then I have this little bit of blue that I can kind of pop in around the edges. I think that might be kind of a cool addition because I have those sketchy lines around the edge. I just feel like this little bit of blue is going to really kind of give me some nice form. Right? We're always looking to build form. Hey Sharon, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. How are you this morning? Almost all the way around. Oh, I'm loving it. Everybody take a drink. Well, it looks like our time is up. I hope that everybody has been coloring Easter eggs right alongside me, and that you will join me on Thursday for some art journaling. So be sure to gather up your art journal and your supplies. And then next week we'll do more Easter eggs. So, and I'll tell you more about that as we go along. I hope everybody started their day in a nice tranquil way. I adore you all so very much, and I'm so grateful. Thank you everyone for joining. Bye.